So what's happening, fellow YouTubers? Y'all come on in and hang out with me for a while. I think I should have put you all in a better position than what you're in right now. But it is what it is. I'm trusting that you all can see me okay. It doesn't matter what I'm cooking. But I decided to make me a little something, a little treat. It's just nothing but some little strip steak, some cheese with some onions, green peppers. You know, I'm not gonna call it a Philly cheese steak because that's not what it's gonna be. The only thing I can call it is delicious once it get ready. Typical out of the pack type of strip steak you can buy at any grocery store. I happened to pick this up at Kroger. Saw it last week and I wanted it. Marked down to $6, but I didn't get it. Went in there today. I think it was back up to $6.99, $7.99, but I dug underneath and they had a couple of them under there for $3.99. So I figured I'll get it today and just eat it on some hoagie bread. But the thing about this feeds back into living alone, not being alone, but living alone. It's just enough to be too much food. So since the meat was already pretty much thawed out, I didn't want to take a chance at refreezing it. So I had to cook it all. That's okay. I eat me a couple of hoagies tonight. Tomorrow, I put it back on. Probably add some salsa with it and put some rice in with it. Or maybe Saturday. Cheers, everyone. I know. Y'all probably thinking, yeah, Warren loves that beer. I do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna add a little salsa in this one. Thing about it is, whenever I go to a Mexican restaurant, and this is not Mexican food, but I just thought about it. Whenever I order the steak fajita, I always put salsa on it, but I don't make a fajita. I just eat it over rice. So I would always just get extra rice, no beans, and just put it over the rice and add the salsa with jalapenos, things of that nature. And I'm glad I said that, because I forgot about my jalapenos. Y'all hold on, I'm gonna tell y'all something in a minute. That's the beauty of being live. You just take what you get. Yeah, I know y'all gonna say, Warren, that's a lot of jalapenos. I love nightmares, so spicy foods gives me nightmares. And so that's the nature of the beast. Figured, why should I have to sit down and wait to cook when watching all these other videos? Now, I'm not trying to be like everybody else, but that seems to be what they're doing. You get to watch them cook. So I figured, why not? I don't know if I should heat my bread up while I'm talking to y'all, because every relationship I've been in, and somebody comes in the kitchen when I'm cooking, if I got biscuits or any type of bread in the oven, I typically forget what I'm doing and I burn my bread. But I'm gonna do it on low, and I'm gonna keep it pretty simple. So how's everybody doing out there? Not sure if I picked up anybody yet. If I'm on my phone, it's hard to tell if I have anybody picked up. But I'll just let it go. It's live, so it is what it is. You know, like some people say, this isn't for everybody. Well, it's for me. Oh my God, this is gonna be so good and so spicy. But back to what I was saying, I happen to love my nightmares, so spicy food does that for me. I like to make it a little bit of a mixture of two. Put just enough sauce in here to wetten it up, but not to make it soupy. Maybe I'll get 1 or 2 hits today, and we can get back on what we were discussing yesterday. We just had to wait it out and see. Yeah, it's coming in real nice. You don't want to overcook it. I think what I'm gonna do is mix my cheese in with it. That way I don't have to toast my bread too long to let the cheese melt. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see what kind of cheese I have. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Why not go with the cheese in it? Now I have no intentions on doing anything crazy with this. This is gonna be a simple meal for a simple person on some hoagie. I mix cheese up in it. Leave that cheese out because some tell me I'm gonna end up using it all. And that's the thing about me. I don't eat a lot of cheese. This is one of those things that, you know, with hoagie bread and some chopped steak, or steakum as they used to call it, you could put anything in it. And see, that cheese is gonna blend it up real nice. Just right. And this has been cooking slow the whole time. And instead of cutting up tomato, I'll go ahead and mix the tomato in here. Get rid of this diced tomato I had that I was holding on to. I'm doing a lot better at not throwing things away. Come on in, everybody. I used to open a can of diced tomatoes, and this is the roasted one. Use half of it and throw it away because I didn't like a lot of foods. Y'all see I'm talking loud because I forget I got my microphone on. I don't like a lot of foods open and in my refrigerator. Y'all see the inside of my refrigerator, y'all would think I was starving. But I'm not. Excuse me, y'all. I typically don't butter my bread. I get enough cholesterol through the day. So we're just gonna leave that bread like it is. I should have sprinkled some Italian seasoning on it. I love Italian seasoning. Oh y'all, my dinner's gonna be done in a minute and delicious. I had already seasoned it before I got y'all on here. How do you tell if you've got anybody in here? Let's see, live. If there's anybody in right now, can I get a thumbs up? Because I feel like I'm talking to myself. It looks like it says 5. There's one person. Shout out to me. Let me know you guys are on. I'm still fairly new with this YouTube thing. I don't know what's going on, even if somebody's on there or not. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Just the right amount of bread. Gonna go with this. I should have cut that bread in half and split them. But I got just enough cheese in there. Let's see. So if you're on here and you're paying attention and you're watching, I won't want a shout out from y'all. Oh yeah, that bread is just fine. Just heat it up. You don't want to toast that bread fully because then it gets too hard. Now this is good enough. Oh yeah, it's perfect. I think with this, I'll be going at it one sandwich at a time. Turn it down real low. A little bit more black pepper. Y'all, I'll become more messier as I get older when I'm cooking. Don't get me wrong. I wipe down my kitchen every night. That's when I do cook. Let me flatten this out. Let it just go on Heat itself up. Got enough spices in there. Now I didn't do a lot of banging on the cast iron because I know a lot of people complain about that. Bring y'all down to eye level. And what I was saying, I don't typically eat a lot of bread, but this morning, and only because I did end up going out last night, and I didn't put anything on my stomach, so I had to stop this morning and picked up me an English muffin, a sausage and cheese English muffin. But the way I ate it, I just took half of the muffin off of it, just dealt with it that way. And to keep from eating it all, I threw the other piece in the trash. I'm gonna play with this thing so I can see what's going on. Like I said, oh, there y'all are. Let me see. Oh, I should have used my laptop. Tequila, is that right? Tequila. Excuse me if I'm saying it wrong, but what's happening, everybody? So yesterday we talked about, I don't need but 2 or 3 people. And y'all already know there's no fancy editing, so I don't need 2 or 3 people. Yesterday we talked about the whole idea of Jody don't watch football. So I got on that. I didn't realize I did a live for over an hour yesterday. And and I wasn't throwing it out there for people to start looking at their spouses side-eyed, wondering if their spouse is cheating. I was just simply making a point, talking about Jody don't watch football. If you guys didn't get that one yesterday, go back and watch it. And the subject came up today. I gotta stop screaming, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm thinking I'm talking into my phone, not into my mic. The subject came up today. Young lady I had been talking to on the phone, just phone conversations. I don't need glasses to see y'all. I probably won't respond to the live chat, y'all. So I'm just gonna talk. I appreciate y'all being here. You can throw up the emojis and wave and all that kind of stuff. I know you're still available. But anyway, so she calls me today. I'm just gonna call her Lisa. And we was talking about dating, and she says to me, y'all know I'm not trying to burn my food now. I turned it off, but I'm letting it cool off. I think I put enough onions in there. I should have made rice. Y'all know what? Before I get on this thing about, I'm gonna call her Lisa. Rice always tastes better the next day. So if you're trying to make chicken fried rice or pepper steak and rice, make it the day before and allow your rice to cool at room temperature, refrigerate it overnight. That way you got that rice ready, because if you do it with the hot rice fresh, it's not gonna come out the same. Trust me. A lot of times when you go to these Chinese restaurants, they start cooking that rice early that day. But anyway, so I was talking to Lisa and asking about, we was talking about dating. And I was like, well, you already know I'm not really looking to date right now. But she says to me, well, I'm not interested in being intimate with somebody. And I was like, well, that's fine, Lisa. We don't have to be intimate with each other. And she was like, what do you mean, Warren? You trying to tell me if we're dating, you're going to be intimate with somebody else? I said, hold on, back up. I already said I'm not looking to date. You said you don't want to be intimate. And I said we don't have to be intimate with each other. And we're not even dating. So if me being the age I am, which is old, if I may or may not have a little cutie pie comes by, hang out with me every now and then, I don't think that's any of Lisa's business, because we're not in a relationship. I think she wants one, but she don't want all the things that come with it. So with that being said, I tried to explain to her more in detail that when she said, well, what do I expect from her? And I told the truth. I didn't expect anything from her. But it was strange because she kept talking about the sex. I wasn't. I'm good over here. But she kept bringing it up. And so she said, well, she didn't think we should probably see each other because I sound like I'm just going to be out there in the streets with everybody. I said, I never said that. I simply said, we don't have to be intimate with each other. Now, here's my thing. And y'all don't get me wrong, because this happens with men and women. I get a lot of these women hitting me up. And maybe they've missed out on a lot in their lives. But the first thing they start talking about is traveling. And I talked about this before. And I let them know that I'm not seeking a travel buddy. So we go into detail about that. I'm not trying to sponsor your trips, basically, because a lot of times, and this can be the man or the woman, so y'all don't trip on, I ain't making this all about females. A lot of time that person could have found a great trip for, I don't know, $5,000. No, let's just say 2,500. It can be a cruise, it can be anywhere. Now she's found, I'm just gonna say they, so nobody gets twisted over this. They may have found a great deal for $2,500. But for $199, you can add an additional person. So that's when they start reaching out, I'm gonna travel. And then they wanna go half and capitalize on this. First of all, I'm not interested in traveling with anybody that I don't know. You know, how do I know I can get along with you one weekend, let alone 4 or 5 days on a cruise, or 4 or 5 days in Hawaii, or anywhere else? I may be mad at you 10 minutes into the flight, or you mad at me. So that goes back to my point about how do I know we can get along? So her and I talked about that in great detail. And she said that I was reading too much into it, that just because we traveling, or she mentioned traveling, doesn't mean that she want me to pay for her trip. Hold on, y'all. Now, I never said you will be paying for my trip. I simply said, I'm not interested, because I know you probably found this trip for $2,500 rather. For $200, you can add a person. So what is that? $1,250 a person. If you were that interested in me and we supposed to be friends, how about saying, well, you know, Warren, I found this trip. You can go along for additional $200. And I may just say, well, you know, Lisa, I'll put $5 on it. But you don't know, you may not know where that person is financially at that time. They're automatically trying to get them to go half with you on anything. Hold on, y'all, excuse me. So it was that kind of trickery. I keep forgetting I can still talk to y'all. It's that kind of trickery I keep getting when I'm talking to people. And I don't care to get that kind of trickery from somebody. So let's see if I'm in the picture. I'm gonna eat while I talk to y'all. So her and I went into detail about it, and I tried to explain to her, well, this is primarily your trip, but you want me to pay half for something I don't even want to go to. Oh, that's good. So we go back and forth. It's just cheesesteak, y'all. I don't do a lot of cheese, so it's a light cheesesteak. I call it cheesesteak junior, if that makes anybody feel any better. And if y'all want to tell me what I can add to my meals, fine. And I said there's enough for me to add. Tomorrow I'm gonna saute it again, add the rice in there. I'm gonna cook the rice tonight. But anyway, I'm trying to explain to her that she's trying to go half with me on a trip that I'm not even interested in. And if she so dead set on going for the 25, why not just add me for 200 for the additional person? I'll give a 5 because this whole double standard thing. Now, if it was me and I found that same trip, at least I found this trip I'm going on for $2,500. If you want to go, it's additional $200. And that's all I would charge you. Because keep in mind, we're just friends. We're just friends. We're not intimate. We already gone through that whole phase of not being intimate. So while we having this conversation, oh, that's so good and hot. And see, I would say, hey, it's 25, but you want to come along, it's $200. If she say no, I go to the next person because I'm that type of person. I don't expect you to pay half on something that I'm dead set on, unless we already had this communication about it and we come to agreement that we'll split it down the middle before we start looking for a trip. So she's going on the phone and said, I'm trying to take the cheap route. No, what's cheap is you're expecting me to sponsor your trip. Go back to what I said to her earlier. I don't even know if I can get along with you for one night or one weekend. We haven't even spent the night together or been in the same household for more than 3 hours. Probably had coffee. She knows I get up early in the morning. We met at Waffle House. So after talking about this, I was like, well, you sure you don't have somebody else that you can go with and all this and that? No, she says. So you want to go on this trip lease for $2,500, but you want me to pay the additional $200 to go along. 15, I don't know. I can't count. $1,250, $1,350 each for a trip I have no interest in. You know, when I first met her, the only thing she kept saying, you need to be passport ready. For what? And she said, well, you work too much. I don't need a man that's working that long, that many hours. I'm not your man. Talking to her last Sunday morning. What are you doing? I was in the kitchen. I was just in the kitchen, y'all. Like I said on the other video. I think I was making some hash browns with some link sausage that day with onions in it. And you need a woman to come cook for you. No, I don't. No, I don't. Because with it being just me, I can have a simple breakfast. I don't appreciate the number of women that has told me that I need a woman that can cook and clean for me and do laundry. Putting this out there in the universe. I cook pretty good. I do all my washing, my drying, my folding, and ironing. Yes, y'all, I happen to iron. I own an iron and an ironing board. I'm not ironing on the edge of the bed. If I get a hole in this shirt, I know how to stitch it. Yes, I have needle and thread. I'm talking about the needle and thread thing back in high school. Well, my parents are already teaching us how to cook. It was so many of us. We're gonna talk about family values one day, which that's a whole nother. So I signed up for home ec because that's where all the pretty ladies were, or girls at the time, because I was in high school. And I was a teacher's aide. I had already taken all my required classes. Home ec, we started doing the sewing projects and things like that. So that's how, as I was growing up and working in a bakery at 14, scrambling, hell, I don't know, 60 dozens of eggs at one time in this big ass pot. It wasn't called a pot, it's kettle. It's called a kettle that heats up. So I learned how to do all that. So fast forward to today, for every time they tell me I need a woman to come do these things for me. I mean, you can do it, but I don't need you to. And I told one young lady, well, since you're offering, let me take a rain check on your services, but can you do it one day when I'm not feeling well, or if I happen to break a leg, or, you know, of course I won't over here, I got the flu, but if for some reason I'm incapacitated for a couple of days. She says to me, that's different. So, you offered to cook and clean for me. But I said, well, what if something happened to me? Can you do it then? You won't do it. That's when somebody would need you most. Now, if you want to impress me because you telling me I need a woman to cook for me, do it when I'm down. Do it if I ever break a leg, or do it if, I don't know, I'm just not feeling good, or do it because it's my birthday. I don't want to say I got the flu or stomach virus stuff. Do it because it's my birthday. Because people, I mean, I can keep saying women, but this don't apply to all women. 2 years in a row, y'all, last 2 years, a lot of my lady friends, some of them I've known 5 years, 10 years, more. Even when I was dating this lady 3 years ago, But anyway, asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I wanted to keep it simple. I want you to come pick me up, take me to Cold Stone Creamery, and treat me to some mint chocolate chip ice cream. Oh, you should put this on. You should put the sprinkles. I said, no. I want mint chocolate chip ice cream. You already know I'm very simple. But when birthday came, nobody took me up on it. So why ask? Why ask? And not only that, I'll try to remember my friends' birthdays. If they tell me their birthday, I'll try to lock it into my calendar so I can at least send them a happy birthday. This year alone, I've offered to take 2 lady friends out because they were single for their birthday. You know, I just want to go take them out early evening thing. One that I know that she happens to love Mexican food, as do I. Well, it's your birthday, so I'm gonna treat you to some Mexican food. I don't feel like you need to be obligated just cause I ain't got nobody. See, that kind of stuff. If we're friends, that's what friends do. And it's made me start to really realize people don't understand the true definition of friendship. And telling me, Warren, what you want out the deal? I didn't want anything. No. I could have been just as sad and so like she was the year before that. When she had plans, she got threw it up. I could have been sad and sore because she had one of the ones asked me what I want to do for my birthday. It came and went. I just want a simple cup of ice cream with a scoop. So, and the reason why I'm talking about this is this kind of stuff played in my mind when I was talking to who I called Lisa today. You want me to come up with $1,350 to go have with you on a trip I want to go on. But if tomorrow was my birthday, would you come over and treat me to $3 worth of ice cream? That's where I'm going with this. Because I don't put a gift, I don't put a high value or dollar figure on a gift. Because somebody asked me, I could easily say, well, you know, I got that new Honda Passport. I want the passport. I want the table that goes in the back. You know, it's a little deck in the back that turns into a table for if you go camping. Neighborhood, excuse me, y'all, $435. I could ask for that. But that's a lot for a gift from a friend. Now, if I was dating, I say when I get that vehicle, and I happen to start dating, that rear deck / table is gonna be my Christmas gift. And so when that person come along and they ask me what I want, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna open up, show it to them, and say, this is what I want for Christmas. Don't buy me anything else. I don't want socks. I don't want spices. I don't cook at home a lot. I had spices. It didn't go bad, but it started sticking together. I didn't care for that. But I did a remedy for that. I put some of those little drying tablet things in my little cupboard, so that helped it out. But when she kept talking about the trip, after I said, well, I'll do you can add me for the 200, the 199, but I'll do 5. She still didn't want to do it. I was like, well, okay, well, that's the end of that. She said, well, I never met somebody that was like this. Any man, this is what she said, any man would jump at this chance. Now you sound like you're trying to sell yourself on the whole idea I'm gonna have something good going on. At this point, I said, hold on, we started video chatting. I said, let me explain something to you. That didn't come out right. It sounds like you telling me I'm gonna be missing out on some good. If I gotta take a trip at my age, and I am over 50, that's all I'm gonna say, and somebody close to my age, over 50, trying to sell me on some good to go take them on a trip, let me tell y'all something. I have me a baby girl. She'll be about 35, 40, tight body. I'll spoil her. I think Lisa passed her prime when she started trying to talk to me like this. Now, don't get me wrong, she's attractive, but don't come at me like that. Don't try to sell yourself low key to entice me in and want to go on this trip, because back up a little bit. When I told her, when she first said she's not trying to be intimate, but now you saying I'm missing out on something. And I was like, well, what are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? Well, first of all, we already talked about not being intimate with each other, so I don't know what else you could be talking about. This conversation just started going all over the place. And I was like, all right, fine, look, this is what's gonna happen. I have no interest in going on this trip. You're gonna find somebody else to go in the half with you. Because she said, well, what if I don't? I might take you up on 500. No, because when I offered to do that, you turned it down. There is no don't. What I'm not gonna do is sit over here and see if you get a better offer. See that right, that stuff right there. It's amazing because now I'm starting to listen to people a lot more when I'm not that, excuse me y'all, but I'm gonna keep talking. When I'm not that interested in them and trying to chase them for whatever reason. And they come at me with stuff like that. Pretty much trying to throw themselves at me. And can't believe I'm over here and I'm single and or what they say? That I'm over here lonely. Nah, I'm not lonely. Not by a long shot. I just prefer to be alone. Because those that know me now, I've already told them, I don't know if I can live with somebody else again. You can visit, but I don't think I can live with you. You can stay 1 or 2 nights. But I don't think I can live with you. Simply because, and I might change my mind about that, but right now, with the past marriages, and especially the first one, I'll tell y'all, when we split, she was just being vindictive and stole things from me. Things that had really no value. But now when she tried to come crawling back, I reminded her of that. And I was torn up over the breakup. I was. So now, am I bitter from past marriages? What's keeping me from wanting to be in a serious relationship? No, I am not. Reason being, let me start by saying, I ain't rich. But 2 back-to-back marriages, I always stayed in need. I always was worried about lights. I was always worried about enough gas to get to work. And that's not to blame the person I was involved with. It just that it was zapping so much out of me. I was always trying to bail out this person and her people that she brought in with her. I'm gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna start talking about kids. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So now, if I fail, it's on me, and I don't plan on failing. I can't remember the last time. What my arm was ashy. The last time, probably 30 years ago, that I was paying bills without worrying. You got to work this morning, paying bills. Didn't even cross my mind to worry. Just paid them. Start working. Be in a relationship. If somebody don't want to be in a relationship with you, I've come home to lights being turned off. I've had their offsprings calling telling me the water's off because I thought we was doing this thing together. We knew exactly when the bills were paid. The money was in that particular account, but the person wasn't paying on it. But yeah, I know what y'all thinking. I ended up taking full control of that. But then, being I was working a lot of long hours, that particular person wasn't. All they had to do was get on that patient bill. How you let the gas get cut off when the bill was $13? Y'all tell me. Now, I can't believe I'm on here eating in y'all face, but I don't know. I'm gonna take a moment and say, if you like what you see so far, please subscribe to my channel, because it's gonna be some late night conversations. I guarantee y'all it's gonna be deep, dark, and ugly. And I just hope that YouTube don't ban me. But I'm not knocking marriage. I'm not knocking dating. I'm not knocking relationship. I'm just simply saying where I stand on it as it works for me. I applaud y'all out there that's married, that's in a committed relationship, long-term relationship, be it marriage or shacking up. I'm glad of that. But if you got any holes in it, and through my talking, if what I'm saying sounds like your homeboy or your husband, you need to check it. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying start looking at him funny or looking at her funny. I'm just saying a lot of people would not really tell you personal experiences because they feel like they're too ashamed. I have nothing to be ashamed of. I used to be ashamed of certain things, you know, lifestyle, things I was doing, things I was into. But both my parents gone now. And those are the only two people I was worried about finding out about me. I wasn't killing nobody. I wasn't robbing banks. I'm just saying some things that may seem normal to you, your folks might look down on. That was what I was worried about. I don't have that to worry about no more. But somebody reached out to me and asked me about the whole Jody situation I talked about yesterday. And if y'all didn't hear about the whole Jody conversation, you give me a thumbs up. I'll give y'all a recap on that too. But anyway, and I told them, yeah, there was a lot of personal truths in that for my own self. I played Jody. I had Jody swoop in on me, so it is what it is. But you can't let that ruin your life. And you can't let no job ruin your life. You know, I'm finally glad that I got to the point where I'm starting to walk a little bit more, get my fresh air in. What's so messed up about that? So I kind of hurt my leg a little bit. November, still kind of warm outside, so it kind of limped around a little bit. It started getting better. Even though it was better I forgot to go walking. Y'all, what I started doing, sipping on more beer. Then I started floating around here like one of them tugboats. Got out here, started back doing my walking, hitting the park, doing a couple little posts here and there. Now the pollen comes. I got up this morning, I could hardly talk from all that pollen that had accumulated. I had some hot tea this morning. But before that, I took some apple cider vinegar. It cleared it up. Because I don't want to keep taking all this Claritin and all this stuff. Apple cider vinegar works for a lot of things. So that's why I keep some handy. My boss asked me one day, because I got some at work too. What is that stuff? Why you got that stuff here? I said, it's good for a hangover. I said, because you know where I work and you know the stress. I got to drink. Come up in here. He just looked at me like he didn't know if I was serious or being funny. I really was just making it funny, but that stuff works wonders. But get the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. And just because I might plug something I like, look, y'all, ain't nobody paying me to promote nothing. You know, even when I do videos about my Honda. Honda ain't paying me. I just happen to like the vehicle. You know, I may do a YouTube video live about toys and what toys you guys have and what toys is preferred. I don't know yet, but I think it's too early in the game to get that deep. I mean, I've got, I don't know, maybe 1,190, maybe 1,200 subscribers. I don't know. I gotta go back and check it because, like I say, yeah, I work, I post something, I don't even pay attention to that, but I can do better than that. Well, when I start getting around 2,000, 2,500, I'm gonna open the floodgates a little bit more about things I've seen. I'll do a story time. I did a story time video about a month and a half ago about when I invited the wrong Angela out to eat. You know, it was clean. You know, I'm not gonna do anything that's too risque right now because it's gonna end up being repeated if and when my subscribers double, because I might double back and tell them some more about the story. But back to what I was saying about the whole Jody situation. Look, y'all, look, we're human. We have needs. And the reason why I'm talking about the Jody thing yesterday, because I listen to different podcasts. I don't sit at work listening to music all day. I listen to podcasts about cheating, about open relationships, hot wife relationship, all that stuff. A friend of mine told me, what good is it to be in a relationship or you got a wife, but you want an open relationship? That's kind of dumb. The only thing I can say to her was, it works for some people. Because her and I was talking about it, doesn't mean that I condone it or I'm against it. Now, people that know me know I can talk about any and everything. You know, I can look you dead in the face and talk about kinks. That don't mean we're gonna end up doing anything. We just having a conversation. I can look dead in the face and talk about my favorite vehicle. That don't mean I'm gonna go buy it. You know, so I think in today's world, people are forgetting to communicate more. I had on one particular dating site. I'm gonna close those things out because now it's getting ridiculous. I had on one particular dating site, first two lines, and I said, if all you know how to do is communicate with emojis, I'm not for you. Second line, these was in caps. Second line, before you hit like, could you please send a greeting or hello, or just send a standard greeting? Because people are just on here just hitting like. And then you responding to them because you looking at them like, oh, okay, cool. They don't respond back because they're not really interested in chatting. So yesterday at work, I had that particular app up. I said, I'm gonna see if people really paying attention. They really reading it. I'm going through reading everything on here these women had. It's like the stuff they was asking for the man. Maybe they think they can get a man out of a vending machine for stuff they asking for. Especially in the age range they looking. Throughout the whole day Thursday, I had 6 likes. Neither one of them read my intro. The first 2 lines. Neither one of them. And they ask you, well, I'm sorry, I was driving when I seen this. And that ain't good enough for me. But I feel like if you can't follow simple instruction, but you want this man to be the man, man, abide by all your rules. And I posted that stuff simply because I want to see if these people even paying attention to what's being posted and what's being put in the descriptions and what's being put. If it's an intro profile, you got 2 lines separated in caps, singled out, and the person don't even see it. That tells me that, let's just say at the age of 55, people aren't communicating. They can't send me, we can't have a genuine conversation, an intro conversation through text message without you sending me. Let's just say we've exchanged 8 text messages. And those 8 text messages, I'm counting them. I may have 25 emojis from her, but no actual conversation. So I used to mention that, like, hey, can we just settle in and have a true conversation? Well, this is the way I talk to my kids. Well, first of all, I'm not one of your kids. I'm a grown man, and I'm looking for a grown woman that can have adult conversations. Now, yeah, we're gonna communicate. We're gonna throw up emojis here, there, blah, blah, blah. But if the amount of emojis outnumber your words, and this is for some women 55 and old. I'm not talking about the younger crowd. I know y'all, hey, it is what it is. That's the way of the world. But if I ask you about it, and then you get offended because I said, can you please not send me anymore and we can have a legitimate conversation? People are getting offended by that. You would think I told her wig was crooked. I just said, can we just calm down and have a legitimate conversation so I can try to understand what you're saying? Because in the middle of a conversation, we're just having text messages. Keep in mind, this is a brand new conversation with somebody brand new out the box. And I respond to something and I ask them, well, are you having a great day? And they do this. I generally don't even respond because I don't even know how to respond to that. Because I feel like you really truly didn't respond to me. So if I respond to what you sent me, and I go again and you doing it again, that's telling me that you're not even interested. I'm sorry, this is the way I see it about certain emojis and certain things that you're responding with. And don't give me some cop out. Well, I was at work and my boss, I'm in a meeting. Just say, hey, let's chat later. I got all that. But if you keep doing it, that's like if I met one of you, you're interested in me. We're having a conversation for your text message before we even get to calling each other. And for every time you send me a message, I'm responding LOL and emojis, LOL and emojis. I'm not even having a conversation with you. You wrapped up in your own conversation. It's just that simple. Because I think when you're trying to get to know someone, you really need to really get to know the person. You know, and stop. I see a lot of these young ladies on social media talking about, and no, I don't want to come to your house first on the first date. Y'all, look, ladies, it ain't just y'all. I got ladies trying to invite themselves over to see me. So it ain't just y'all. It's across the board. A lot of times they looking for somewhere to lay their head. They're looking for somewhere to move in and shack up. You're going to be so miserable with that. Y'all excuse my little raggedy shirt. I came home and did me a quick walk. But you're gonna be surprised at how many people try to move in. There's one guy I listen to on and off on YouTube. He was talking about these what they call metrosexuals, and the way he explained it, and it made a lot of sense to me. Now this ain't about personal sexual preferences. I'm not getting on that. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just saying he simply said that when the weather's great, these brothers out there, they in his gym, they out there walking, they doing all these things, and they get involved with other guys at the gym. Now it started getting wet, cold, and rainy for wintertime. They want to play straight, and they want to find somebody to get booed up with for the wintertime. So that's what he meant by metrosexual. These guys are hopping around whatever fits them at that particular time. So ladies, you need to be careful with who you're dating. And I put it like this. If something don't sit right with you about somebody, okay, you might can blow it off once. But if you're on your third round and this keep coming up and you still not sitting right, either you owe it to yourself to have an honest, legitimate conversation with that person, or just leave that person alone. Because I know for a fact that allegedly I know somebody that involved with somebody, got to hold somebody in their household that's just out here running amok. She just buck wild out there in them streets. And you would never suspect it. So, and I'm not putting ladies down because I'm just saying she just happened to be a female. I got buddies, I got male friends that way too. Now, I'm not saying I'm over here being a saint and I've always been perfect. I have not. But I'm just simply saying, in today's age and the way things are going, we're so quick to get fooled by the person that we're involved with, because we start off in the beginning overlooking certain things. Now, if I tell you, I'm looking to date, I don't date smokers. Then I find out she smoked. I'm gonna say, well, just don't do it around me. See, I'm breaking my own rule of thumb. So what does that do? That opens the door for that person to start doing more things that you're not accustomed to, or that he's not accustomed to. So when you get a little bit older and you know that you want to be stuck in your ways, as they used to say, oh, he's stuck in his ways. Yeah, because for somebody to tell me today that I'm stuck in my ways, I look at it as a compliment, because I ain't putting up with no more bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't putting up with no more. So yeah, I'm stuck in my ways. If you smoke, I don't want you. It's just that simple. Even if you're doing drugs. I know people get out here to my, well, weed ain't drug. You can call it whatever you want. I don't want nobody that's smoking anything, okay? I don't care if you're smoking horsehair. I don't want you because you smoke. Then you're filtering this stuff in here, and it's lingering in here for 2 or 3 days. And I already got sinus issues and all this. I don't need all that mess around me. And if you're doing tobacco, or if you're doing snuff, not no more. I've been there, done that. I don't know. No. So, we all have our preferences. A lot of ladies wouldn't date a man because he's short or shorter than she is. But I had a buddy that every woman he dates, she seemed to be towering over him. Maybe because they see past the whole outer thing, and maybe he just got that heart of gold. He know how to get them in there. I just feel sorry for him because he can't keep them. But he reel them in. I myself, if I had to give you my preference on the type of woman, relatively slim, majority have been medium to dark skin. I would date light skin. I've dated from other races. But the most serious relationships, they end up being something that I probably wouldn't have normally went for, but it was after conversation. You know, that person kind of grows on you. And so you end up with this person. Now, I've had some good people in my life. I really have. So I'm not over here putting people down or putting down marriage. I mean, I can sit on here and get on here and talk about sports for 15, 20 minutes. But like I said yesterday, y'all, I don't even care for it. Because that whole conversation about Jody don't watch football, neither do I. So you won't lose me over a sporting event. I will watch some of it, but I'm not that crazy about all the time. That's just what I'm saying. You know, young lady asked me, do I like to read? Let me tell you something. My line of work, I'm reading all day, every day. I'm pecking all day. It's not, put it like this. The work is so routine. Sometimes we use the exact same keynotes to describe a certain thing. I try to copy and paste it and doctor it to fit. Let's just say to fit this pot versus fit the coffee pot. But in that conversation or in that description, I may have misspelled something as simple as valve. Now I've copied and pasted and doctored this thing so many times that one word has been misspelled. Because we don't have spell check in the type of software that we use. But I'm saying that to say this, if I'm sitting here reading all day and I'm doing my calculations, and I got an old school calculator. I don't have one of them new. Remember back in the day, Texas Instrument? That was, you can get them for free at Radio Shack. I know y'all, a lot of y'all don't remember Radio Shack. Radio Shack, around Christmas time, they give a coupon. You get this flashlight that had hold 5 batteries. It was pretty much a police replica, but it was just a plastic thing. I ride the bus down there just to get that free flashlight. Then they did Texas Instrument calculators that was sold primarily then through Radio Shack. I still got one, so I use it. So I'm on this calculator all day. I'm still looking at doing things the old-fashioned way. I have a set of guidelines that are probably 40 years old. But you know, latest and greatest, everybody got all this stuff on the computer, blah, blah, blah. I did a test one day. 2 different softwares, size and gas meters. Every time I used them and plugged in the exact same information, they both came up wrong. Because somebody sat in here and started doing all, I won't say wrong, but how could I sit here and plug in this information 2 times 3? I came up with 6. And I do it again, 3 times 2. Came up with 6. Go back 2 times 3. 7.1. That's what I'm saying. It was just that messed up. So constantly getting red line on stuff like this. I say, well, I've used the software you gave me, Mr. Man. So, if it all the same to you, can I keep doing it the old-fashioned way? And double check my stuff, because we have become so heavily reliant on the internet world. What would you do if all the power went out for 3 days? What would you do if you could go 3 days without being on your phone or on social media? I used to didn't be that person that was on social media. I probably had, if I told y'all what my Facebook account was, you pull it up, I have 0 friends on there. I use it for marketplace, follow a few groups here or there. Really not on Instagram. I never caught on to, what's the other one? So I don't even know the name of all of them, but I never really used all that stuff. I'm the type of person, I would pick up the phone and call you and see how you doing. I text for a little while. I've got buddies that'll text me. So man, look, pick up the phone and call me. Because sometimes I just want to talk. I don't want to be texting all day. Some days I can sit at work, have my headphones on, and just hope nobody bother me. And that's not because I don't like my job. I just don't like to be bothered at work. Have you ever been in that zone where you having a great work day? Everything is falling into place. Now here comes somebody to disturb your peace at work. I can't stand that. A lot of times it's blown me so much that I can't get back into my groove. So now I'm working at half the capacity I was working at before they came and bothered me over some frivolous BS. Leave me alone. I wish I could put up a sign outside my cubicle and say, today, do not bother me. Somebody don't get offended by that. Me growing up, me being in the workforce, and me already being told about certain things, about certain other races and things that they say, very offensive. I would get in trouble because I would defend myself. See, and this is what's so funny. For many years, and some of y'all that's older probably can really agree with this. For many years, you worked at this warehouse. Let's just say you worked at this warehouse. There was this guy that was not of your race. And I'm not going to put color in this. I'm just going to give an example. He always said something in reference to you or your race or the fact that you got 6 or 7 kids. It's always. But now you come to work. It's 2 days before Christmas. Your pocket's short. You hope you can get your kids stuff out of layaway. Yeah, back in the day it was layaway, y'all. Yeah, it was layaway. Now here comes that same person saying something. You're already stressed out. Finally, after 2.5 years of him harassing you, you finally get in his face. Now HR threatening to fire you. The same HR that was well aware of the fact that this guy was nothing but a terrorist towards everybody that was not like him. But the minute you say something, now you're the one in the office. Now here come the write-ups. Here come adding stuff to your file. Here come all this other bull crap. But look here, let me tell y'all something. It's a very constructive way you can cuss a some bitch out and not lose your job. Just think about that. Think about it. Be creative. Because when you embarrass one of them, and if you embarrass that one and around 2 or 3 of his co-workers, his buddies, now he gonna have to run tell on you because he couldn't handle it. So then I will become the troublemaker because I was not that one. I was taught differently. I was taught not to let anybody talk shit about you any kind of way, blah, 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 all that other stuff. So I was taught differently. I'm that quiet person. I never bother anybody. But I got that short fuse. I got that temper. And for me to cuss somebody out that knew they had it coming, I feel so damn good once I do it. I walk away from that feeling good. But now they're hot. Now I got to have this little come to HR meeting over some bull crap because I embarrassed one of the others. So if y'all having this kind of problem at work, mind your own business. If somebody's coming at you, a lady friend of mine was telling me about it because she's in HR and she said it herself. HR is only there to protect the company, not you. Because they will come to her about different kind of gripes. And she said she realized lately when all this turning of the tides with political this and that, more and more people that was not of a particular race was coming in there complaining about each and everything, trying to get somebody fired. And I don't necessarily agree with that. If you got a problem with me, and especially if it's a racial problem, we can kind of get in our cars, drive to the nearest park, and talk about it or wrestle about it. We can do one of the two. We ain't got to bring that mess into a job. And I'm going to tell you this, one of us going to be hurt. I ain't going to be the only one, though. I ain't saying I'm running around here saying I can kick everybody's butt, but let me tell you something. If you want to do that so we can finally squash this, and if I mess around and beat the snot out of you, you may become my friend. So maybe that's what you need. You probably need somebody to hand you one. And I'm not inciting violence. I'm just saying there are several ways you can get a fool off you. And ever since I had this little run-in back in December, and they damn near threatened to fire me over some little boy. Let me tell y'all what. I ain't said no more than 3 words since per day. Because I know how I am. I don't just forgive and forget. I don't. I don't. But I don't go around looking for a fight. I don't go around trying to bother nobody. But when somebody cross you and they don't know you, I can't just go from all the stuff that I've endured, okay? It was racist, racially motivated, all the stuff I endured. And just because the Acme tire swap company decided to hang up stuff on a board, friendlier, kinder, all that old bullshit stuff, that don't erase what was done to me. So when y'all having all these seminars, having all these other things, and sitting here somebody, well, you understand? No, you do not understand. And I firmly believe once those of us that are, I say at this point, 50 and older, once we're dead and gone, it may get a little better. But with all that hate that's going on out there in the world, and I ain't saying I ain't got nothing against no particular race. I do not. I'm just talking about the idiots that have to make it a point to let you know that they are really idiots and cowards. Because the way I feel, if you really don't like me, have a legitimate reason other than because of the color of my skin. Even if that's your reason. At what point you gonna really dislike me enough to where you gonna finally cross that line and knock you upside your head with something? So we can put all that to bed. You know, this don't have to go on for 6 months, 2 months, 5 years. Go on make that move. Make the move. And that goes for anybody that's out here that have these certain issues with a certain type of other particular race. Man, get over that mess. We ain't thinking about y'all at all. We don't want your wives. We don't want to kick your dog. We just mind our own business. We go home just like y'all do. We go home and grab a cold beer just like y'all do. The only difference is we didn't marry our sister just like y'all do. Some of y'all, and put it like that. Like I tell you, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere on this. I can go all over the place. But I'm not gonna put down anybody. I'm not gonna put down the namesake and all these things, unless somebody want me to. Unless somebody say, I don't care what you say about me. No, I'm not gonna put your personal business out there. But just keep in mind, I got receipts. A lot of stuff that I'm gonna tell y'all about my life, it ain't stuff I'm making up. I got receipts. I can prove a lot of this stuff. You know, over time. You know, I've been involved in some things. And once again, I ain't steal nothing. I ain't kill nobody. So don't y'all start trying to call 911 on me and all this kind of stuff. Don't y'all do that. No, it's just the way I see things. And then I'm on here talking. I've gotten comfortable. I'm just running my mouth. You know, I see a few of y'all that are on here that's listening, because I feel like if I can talk about part of my story, that it's gonna reach, if not one, maybe two of y'all. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing these days when it comes to social media. You know, I don't think I want to ever do skits. People keep telling me I need to be a comedian, but I can't get on a roll like that right now. I'm new to y'all. I ain't trying to get y'all to that point. But I think I could. But if I did what do they call that thing? Amateur night. I have to have a sit down crowd type situation. You know, I don't think I can just stand up and direct stuff out there the way I can when I'm just at a bar or a happy hour with coworkers. I almost call my coworkers friends. No, y'all ain't my friend. I made that point clear back in December too. Stop referring to me as family and friend, because y'all ain't my family. You damn sure ain't my friend. I had to make that absolutely clear. Because I don't believe that how could you be working somewhere and you know it's a big divide, but they still calling you friend and family. I'm just saying. And if they happen to have a problem because I said that, first of all, I ain't even told y'all where I work at. So if anybody at my job getting offended by because I said that, no, I don't want to be your friend and you ain't my family. It's just that simple. I ain't mad at you. I'm just telling you the 100% truth. You know, And I can go one step further. Just because you born into a family, that don't make you obligated to do shit. So just because I'm working here, that don't make me obligated to do stuff that's not within the structure of my job I got hired to do, or within my pay grade. So all that other stuff, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Y'all know what my job is. As long as I can stay right there and I can keep just turning out good quality stuff that keep me employed, I'm good. I'm good. No more smoking mirrors. Just keep it going. I don't buy into a lot of that mess no more, because I'm gonna tell y'all something. A lot of y'all that's fairly new in the workforce, and y'all coming out of college, and y'all got these degrees, or maybe you don't. Maybe you went to technical school and you got your certificate. Let me tell y'all something. I'm not gonna say go up there and not do your job, but let me tell y'all something, how the real world is. You get in there, you glad you got that job. You working your tail off, because they telling you, we're family. We grow from within. That's what they used to say. Okay, so I'm gonna grow from within. Every time you get your review, they're gonna have some little shicey ass stuff to keep you from getting a certain percentage of your raise. You don't think about it at first. You're like, well, damn, well, if they told me I got to focus on this, I'll work on that again for the next year. I'm gonna ace this. Because what they like to do, they'll give you goals to achieve. You might get 3 goals to achieve by the next. If you're on a year-to-year thing with your reviews, you've achieved those 3 goals. And in the process of that, they will ask you whether there's anything else outside your goals that you achieve that you think would, help out or increase your chances of finally seeing the golden ticket, however they're gonna put it. Yeah, I did X, Y, Z. Now, you achieved 3 goals, plus you added 3 more. I don't know why they wasting their time saying that, because I already know how much they're gonna give you. With all that you just laid out there, here come the negative stuff. So these 1 or 2 little things that happened, you're gonna bring this up now. So start documenting your stuff, because I used to have that same kind of crap happen to me. So I started documenting things. When something don't go right, and when it comes back and it's gonna cost more money to fix than if they allowed me to do what I was gonna do in the beginning, somehow they're gonna put that in your review. It's gonna become your fault, because they want to keep you at that certain level. But see, for me, yeah, I know people say, well, man, why don't you go somewhere else? Look, y'all, I'm from the South. I've been in Atlanta all my life. It's gonna be the same no matter where you go. But my motto for all those years, I used to say, in return, well, boss, you get what you pay for. I used to keep side jobs. I kept a hustle, so it didn't really bother me as much. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept a side job. You can pick up side work anywhere. This way before the Uber days and all this other stuff. I always had a little side hustle coming in, some little extra money. And to this day, I still got side work that I do. Because I'm not going to rely on no one particular place. And I'm trying to tell them, allegedly trying to tell them, I ain't talking about my job, but when you get to a certain age, and I have said this, and not been afraid to voice my opinion in department meetings, not being disrespectful, but I said, well, to be honest, I'm just trying to ride it out. If you give me enough work to keep me afloat, I'm good. I know that's the wrong kind of attitude to have towards a boss or a company, but I've given y'all blood, sweat, and tears. Can I be treated the same way some of the other older people was treated before they retired? See, now they don't look at that either. They want to work the skin off your knuckles. So you have to be mindful of, first of all, where you want to go in that particular company, where you want to go within your relationship, how far you want to go in your religious desires, anything. And once you master those things, you'll be all right, especially with relationships. I still believe, and a lot of y'all may not believe this, I don't think that we was put on this earth intended to be with one person, a soul mate, as they call it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Because why are we breaking up so much? Or why are we cheating so much? It was intended to be soulmates. All that stuff would have never came into playing field if we was all intended to just be one-on-one. Now, if you have one-on-one, that's great. I'm not saying go cheat. I'm just simply saying I don't believe that to be the case. Because you could love your spouse with everything you got in you. You would go to war for that person. But it's something missing. It could be, where's my water? It could be the communication that's missing. It can be y'all don't agree on certain things when it comes to religion, and I don't talk about religion, y'all, but that person has found that with somebody else. Now, your husband is over here getting emotionally attached to this woman because of she loves to cook. She loves to bake. She's on one of these sip and save organizations. She goes to cooking school at night. She goes to all these things. She mentioned it to your husband. Your husband loves to cook. He mentioned it to you. I don't want to go to that. You know I don't like to cook. Now, lady, if your husband loves to cook and he tells you that, well, he wants to go because the coworker invited, would you feel some kind of way about that? Now, he's just going to, because he wants to cook. He wants to join the classes. And they meet up once or twice a week. He may be the only man in that class. Would you feel some kind of way about it? Would you have an issue with it? Or are you going to try to keep him from achieving his dreams to learn how to do better things? You know, he may not want to open a bakery, but he want to just do things for family. Would you step in the way of that? Now, notice how I say because he wants to learn how to cook better. He's the one that's cooking in the house. I don't believe in the whole stereotype that a man's supposed to be out here going bowling, but the woman's supposed to stay at home, being a cook and a housekeeper. No, I don't believe in that stuff. So, but anyway, ladies, would you have a problem with your husband going out there and going to this class at night with a coworker? Would your jealousies get the best of you? Because now some lady has taken interest in your husband, but it's simply because of cooking, and they have something in common that you and him don't have. That's what I'm saying. I don't think we supposed to just be with that one. We can share common interests with other people. It don't always have to lead to sex. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Even though 99% of the time it doesn't have to lead to that. But would you have a problem with that? And you think about it, would you have a problem if your wife want to take up kickboxing? Because old dude at the job, he does that. He trains. But your jealousies get the best of you. Because you, like me, like a lot of men, we got comfortable. We start running the street. We got a little gut. But you already know, John, he chiseled. Now he got your wife going kickboxing. But your jealousies get the best of you. Did y'all know that jealousy has a strange way of becoming an instant turn on? You can be jealous of something and it'll turn you on about it if you about to go that far. You ever been so obsessed with something and jealous about something to where you become a snooper? You trying to find out every little detail. You want to know where she at. You want to know why she coming home 20, 30 minutes late. She get there, you checking her out. You hugging her, but you trying to smell her neck. You know, you trying to do all these things. That's low key creepy for a lot of people, but deep inside, as long as it festers, sooner or later, that jealousy is gonna come to a turn on. He gonna get turned on by that. I ain't saying to the fact that he gonna try to act on it. I'm just saying we have a strange way of turning something negative into something positive. But, you know, being the caveman that you are, yeah, I love sports. You won't allow that. You would not honestly sit down and tell your spouse, oh, babe, I know old dude down there, the little spot we be going to. I know you be checking them out by the what they call that dude? The bouncer. I know you be checking them out. I know Tim, you're tight. But you're getting jealous about it. Are you man enough to say, baby, you'll hit that, won't you? Because you can't do it, you ain't man enough. And that's why a lot of times women keep stuff from us because, you know, they know we can't handle it. You know, that lady love you. She married you. But that don't mean her eyes are dead. That don't mean some other man is can't turn her head. Or some other woman can't turn your head. Instead of getting jealous with each other over that stuff, use it to your advantage. That plays in the role play right there. Bam. Y'all ain't never role played. That was an instant example role play. Right there. Y'all get into it. Start going at it. Room dog, sweaty. Y'all just going at it. And, dude, you start talking about it. Yeah, I know you want him. I know you want him. Yeah, I know you be checking him out. She getting into it. Now you got her thinking about him, but you putting in all the action. That's role play right there. I happen to know a couple of my buddies, they wouldn't even role play with their spouse. They're afraid to. It don't have to be that scenario, but we talk about these things. They won't role play. They so afraid of what they're gonna find out. Why would you be afraid of finding out what your spouse really is into? That can end up being a great night or weekend for both of y'all. Just because she's role playing with you don't mean she finna pack her bags and leave tomorrow. Because if she leaves, she was gonna be gone anyway. Y'all look, stop worrying about somebody gonna leave you. It won't be the first time. Unless you real young, this may be your very first relationship. But stop worrying about it. Leave me. That shows when you weren't meant to be here no way. You just occupying space. But yeah, back to that story. Don't get so jealous to the point that way you can't control it. Turn it into something positive. Role play is great. Y'all should try it. And that goes into being able to discuss things with your spouse openly. Now, it should be that kind that was quiet, reserved, didn't want to talk about certain things. If you've been with somebody for 3 months, and they're starting to get serious, and you don't really know what each other like, you don't know what each other's fantasies and fetishes are, or kinks, or I'll try anything twice situations are, you're wasting a lot of time. Those are some conversations that need to be had. Because I think if you have those conversations, that might cut down the thought of one or both of you stepping out on your marriage. It's not gonna, I said cut it down. I didn't say I was gonna stop it all together, y'all. Look, I ain't got no degrees behind me. I'm just saying. Talk to your spouse. Find out what he's into. I got more lady friends asking me things about what I think about this. When you think about this in relationship to somebody they dating, well, why don't you just ask him? My buddies that same thing about a certain lady. Why don't you ask her? Man, everybody can't be like you. You just be open. You just be saying, I don't be saying whatever. I just be telling the truth. It ain't no saying whatever. Saying whatever is when you avoiding the conversation and you talking about something else. And that goes back to we were all raised to think that certain things were off limits. It was dirty. You weren't supposed to be doing this. You weren't supposed to be doing that. To the point now, we got people 50 and 55 years old can't even handle a mature adult sexually related conversation among each other. The minute it comes up, y'all start giggling and snickering because you can't handle it. And that's because you have not even voiced your opinions on it. You can talk about everything else. You can talk about that old nappy-haired girl down there at your job you can't stand. You be talking about all them purses you got. You be talking about them 400 pairs of shoes you got. But you can't talk to your man about his desires. I mean, you can't talk to her about her desires. Why? I mean, how could a man, let me ask this question, but I know the answer. How could this man get jealous or get mad if he asked his wife, who was that one person that really just took you there? And then when she started telling you about it and going into detail, you shut her up because you can't handle it. See, that I don't understand. Because now you don't came along, you thinking you her first, the better of everything, the only. Man, y'all better stop me women that, because see, she really don't want to hurt your feelings because she really don't want, she know your ego is already shattered. She know you couldn't handle the truth. So she's stroking your ego. But then she's over talking to her girlfriend. Girl, let me tell you something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. And now she hiding toys around the house because she need to get hers. And she know you'll have a fit if she orders some toys. Now I think that's selfish. You're in a relationship and you're gonna get mad because your woman wanna order some toys. Baby, which one? Let's look together. Get that one. I mean, things that can't really. Somebody said to me recently, well, I heard that if I use this particular device too much, I'm gonna become numb to the real thing. That's like saying, just cause you dated Tim for 5 years, it was just you and Tim for 5 years, and y'all broke up, now here come John, you can't feel John. People don't think about what they be saying. So if whatever I need to do to get mine and be happy and feel good, I'm gonna feel good. We got a lot of people in these relationships, they ain't feeling good. Y'all better figure out how to make each other feel good. If you 5 years in, y'all need to reinvent yourselves. And I am not a professional, don't have degrees. I'm just saying, you need to reinvent yourselves. Open that box. Have some deep conversations. I'm not talking about texting each other because I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all start texting each other, man, don't start texting your wife right now, asking her questions like this, because she's gonna start sending you a bunch of doggone emojis. Have a face-to-face conversation where you can get involved with words. And before you sit down with that woman, check your jealousies and your insecurities at the front door. Because strap in, she gonna tell you some stuff. You've been thinking you've been putting it down. That's why when everybody was out here, what was that word everybody was talking about? Transparency. I want full transparency. Y'all didn't want that. I was so damn transparent. Oh no, you oversharing. Wait a minute. But I thought we was doing full transparency. Some people can't handle it. A lot of people can't seem to handle a mature, straightforward adult conversation. I don't know why. Like I said, a lot of people ask me questions. People I personally know ask me personal questions about certain things. And I tell them my best ability. I tell them from my past experiences. I try. Because they know I'm gonna give it to them straightforward. They know Some people say, man, you be too serious. How am I being too serious when you ask me a straightforward question and I give you an honest to goodness, straightforward answer? You know. Yeah, but I'm the one being too serious. Dude, go home. Do whatever you gotta do. Remember when you ran that woman that bath water that time? But you did it just cause it was Valentine's Day and you got her that chocolate. It don't have to be Valentine's Day. Go home and run her that tub of water. Put her favorite oils in there, or bath beads or whatever they using these days. Hell, if she tough, she might need some Tide in there. I don't know. The reason why I'm saying that because I've known a woman that bathed in Tide. So there it is. Get in there, let her soak. Wash her back like that candle. And just start talking about things. Talk about them college days, but keep it soft. Keep it G-rated. Start talking about some other things. And see exactly, what am I trying to say? See how far you can push the envelope. Because, tell you something, guy. When you at that bar with your homeboys and them so-called freaks y'all be talking about, she could be very well the woman that's at home waiting on you, keeping your dinner warm. She might be that freak you already got her, don't even know it. Because you don't want to look at your woman in that light like she can just rock your world. You hate to think that. Because now, oh my God, man, you so happy she rocked your world last night. Then you're gonna spend the rest of the day when you come off your high worrying about who else's world she rocks like that. Man, she been with you for 5 years. Does that really matter what she did 15 years ago? See, we as men so scared to find out pertinent information that can better ourselves. I don't understand that. And I'm just talking about this whole sexual thing right now. I ain't talking about work. I ain't talking about none of that no more. We need to talk about this grown folk stuff. Men, do not be so ashamed or so afraid to talk to your lady about that. And women, I know y'all ain't scared. But if your man is too immature to handle it, see, you got to figure out a better way to talk to him to relieve him of all that immaturity. Don't talk to him while he playing that video game, first of all. Now, if your husband 45 years old, he walk around here with some slides on and all he doing is playing video games, you probably ain't gonna reach him. I'm stereotyping, yes I am. Don't bother him while he in that zone, while he, playing that game. Catch him off guard. Call him out to the garage. Tell him you need him to come look at your tire or something and start the conversation. Just get him out of his safety zone. You can't go into somebody's safety zone and try to disrupt that. I don't believe that. You got to get outside of your norm. So, guy, if you plan on doing that bubble bath for her, lady, think about doing something for him. Ask him to go to the nail salon with you. Y'all go get y'all toes did together. I know he caveman. He, big bully Bob. He ain't finna get caught dead up in there getting his toes did. But say, no, this is for both of us. Trust me, you're gonna like this. See, now he's already intrigued. He's gonna follow you around like a pet all day long because he's intrigued on what's to come after this. Give him a little teaser because men are visual. Put on that little top he loves. He asks you where you going. I'm going to get my nails done. Come take me. You don't realize you already probably booked an appointment for both of y'all. Oh, you're going to get them in that chair one way or another. Tease them like you used to. What they call it? Denial. Deny him. See how much you get turned on. That's the thing. That's what part of the problem is. Men don't experience the chase no more. Because we so quick to give in to everything. Ladies, deny that man. For later. He gonna be wrapped around your finger all that day or maybe all that weekend. And try something different. Do something a little bit different. I guarantee you get him in that chair, that nail salon, he ain't never had it done. And that chair started massaging him, that water started playing with his toes, tickling his toes. And that cute little lady, I'm not gonna put a race on it. Y'all know who they are. But when she started digging in his toes and making him feel like a king. Oh, see, he already almost cloud nine. And you reach over and you grab his hand to make sure he all right. You got that man feeling so good. That conversation on the way home, that's when y'all just start talking about everything other than them kids and them bills. Don't talk about each other. I mean, have a legitimate conversation about each other. Them kids gonna be all right. They ain't going nowhere. Like I told one lady, she kept talking to me about her children all the time. Grown kids. I said, let me tell you something. Billy, let me ask you something. We've been having this conversation for the last 15 minutes. You keep talking about your grown kids. Do you think your kids are over there talking about you right now? I doubt it. I said, okay, so leave them alone. Let's focus on us. And the reason why I brought that up now, because that's what we tend to do. We don't talk about us enough. We got to talk about us, or it ain't gonna go right. You got to, engage. You got to be able to check out from your normal daily routine, whatever that is. Some of y'all got a whole great spouse at home. That person at home probably lonely and with you because you checked out. You better check back into that relationship. If you want it, if it's worth saving. And those of you or us that's ready for it to be over with, end it. Set them free. But in the meantime, if y'all together and the flame is starting to go out, y'all think they be putting this stuff on TV just to entertain us? When y'all every girl's trip or every fella's trip, they start talking about the wives and the husband about what they ain't doing no more. Reinvent it. Do something different. Men, give up control. I already talked about that once before. Let her own that night. Be submissive to her. If she won't tie you up, let her tie you up. Don't be scared. That woman had plenty of time to kill you. Y'all been together 5 or 10 years. Just cause she won't tie you up don't mean she finna throw you in a river. Go with the flow. Ain't nobody gonna know. But you and her 5 girlfriends. And they 5 girlfriends. And within those 5 girlfriends, one of them married to your homeboy. And then at the bar next week, they gonna laugh at you cause she tied you up, put that pickle in your mouth. Don't be ashamed. That's a man, that felt good. I can't wait for her to do it again. Don't allow it to shame you. See, that's the thing. We always so worried about being ashamed of what somebody gonna think about us. If she turned you out, she turned you out. Yeah, man, you ought to try it. They're gonna start looking at you sideways. Then they're gonna start asking questions. Because we all got it in here. You want that. You want something different. It ain't got to be to that extreme, but you want something different from that. You want something different from that man, or you want something different from that woman. You do. And you got to figure out how to get it. And a lot of times it is not a gift. You ain't got to wear her over like that all the time. I know she like good things. She like nice clothing. She like get her hair done. That's a given. But do something different. Tease each other. This your wife. She get her hair done every other week. Here she come in the room Thursday night. Or in your man cave. I got my appointment for Saturday. That's her way of asking you for the money. Look her dead in the eye and say, look here, baby. You got to work for it. Role play. There it is again. I bet you she'll do some things you never thought she'll do because she know you get into a role play routine. Put this stuff in your relationship or in your jump offs or whatever y'all got going on. Learn to enjoy each other that way. I bet she'll do it. Or I bet he'll do it. There's nothing wrong with that. And no, you ain't gotta say, what that man say? He don't want to be a trick. Fellas, let me tell y'all something. If you're in a relationship and it's fairly new, or you can be in a relationship that's 10 years old, we are a trick. I don't care. Yeah, she love you. Yeah, she gave you your 5 kids. Yeah, y'all got that beautiful house. But if she wants something bad enough, you're going to be her trick. And she might do it because she like doing it. She might do it just to mess with you. But y'all get in your own way. You know, stop getting in your own way. Stop stepping on your own toes. Just let it go. Give her what she want. It ain't gonna hurt you. You know, I mean, I've been in different relationships. When it was good, it was good. Experimental and everything. You still, that don't erase the things that's gonna go wrong or the arguments or all this kind of stuff. But you're learning more about each other. You know, 5 years in, you reinventing yourselves. This year, no, there ain't gonna be no family vacation. Y'all gonna go somewhere by yourselves. I don't care. You gotta pay mama, peepaw, somebody to watch them 12 kids y'all got over there. Go somewhere by yourselves. Not on a cruise ship. Just take a drive. Check into somewhere different for a change. I don't know. Go to a clothing optional resort. Keyword is optional. You ain't gotta get naked, but do something daring, do something different. With that person that you have. Y'all started off like that. Y'all started off like that. Majority of us did. We started off with that wild night. Now ask yourself, when was that last wild night? When? We're in 2025. That last wild night was right before COVID hit, wasn't it? Well, COVID gone. What y'all waiting on? Get in there. Get in there and take care of your business. And just because I say get in and take care of your business, you ain't always got to have sex. See, that's where y'all mind go. Always going, you ain't always got to have sex. You can please each other better ways. And if you can't face each other and have this conversation with your spouse, another good way to do it, you sit back to back to each other and just have that conversation. Just sit back to back and talk about it. That way you ain't gotta look each other in the face till you feel comfortable enough to turn around. Because too many times, these ladies are having these conversations with their girlfriends. And these men are having conversations with their homeboys, but they can't have conversations with each other. They talking about the same things over here, but we can't do it like this. And I wonder why. I bet if I went on this thing on my phone right now, doing this live for the last, I don't know how long. I know it's been about an hour and a half. Somebody probably been gonna call me right now, ask me a question about something relating to this. And I ain't even no expert, but they know I'm open when it comes to talking about certain things. Just be open about it. What better way to confess something than to confess it to your spouse? The desires. And listen to it. Hey, late night, rainy night, put something else different on the radio to listen to. Find a podcast to talk about love and reclaiming your relationship and intimate getaways. Just listen to a podcast together. It's gonna lead to another one and another one and another one. Then y'all gonna start realizing things about each other y'all didn't know existed. I didn't know you won't try that because y'all ain't had this conversation. Because you got to talk about it. And this whole conversation I'm having right now, I don't think YouTube gonna block me over this because I ain't talked about nothing nasty. I'm just saying about relationship. Being intimate is part of a relationship. So when you get out, fellas, when you get done watching this, don't you take your butt back over there and get on that video game. Go talk to him. Do something different. Just go sit by her. Last time you just sit by your spouse and just held their hand just for the heck of it. When? I'm gonna tell you how you know it's been so long, because if you go do it, the first thing they say is, baby, what's wrong? Because you ain't done it in a long time. But if they said, you hold her hand, baby, what's wrong? Baby, everything's right with the world. Don't give her no explanation while you sitting beside her. Just everything is right with the world. And just sit there and just enjoy the peace. We don't have to explain everything we do. We don't. They won't marry you because she loves you. If it's that kind of relationship. If she's trusting you and she told you that you're gonna lead this household, I'm gonna follow, blah, 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 all that good stuff they be telling us, open that door for some more conversation. Cause you bored, she bored. That's why y'all spending so much time apart. Ladies, that's why he down there tonight at that cooking class with his coworker. Cause he bored being at home. He in there experimenting. He trying a new recipe, and you come in there, down with him out. He messing up your kitchen that you don't even cook in half the time. So y'all can fix that easily. Go in there, ask me needing the help. Sit at the bar top while he experimenting something. Have some little laughter, some playtime while he's cooking or she's cooking. Get out of that routine. Cause I know I get into a routine. I took a week off of work. And I did the exact same thing every day. I got up, fixed breakfast. I went walking, came home, showered, ate lunch, went to the store. And I'm by myself. I had to get out that routine. So a lot of times people ask me what I'm doing this weekend. I don't even know. I'm gonna play it by ear. Unless it's something pertaining to, well, I gotta get my vehicle serviced, or I got to go to the grocery store. Other than that, because I even found myself making the exact same plans all the time. I'm doing the exact same thing every time. It's like last weekend when I went and got my vehicle serviced. Instead of me coming straight back home, I took the longest route I possibly can think of, just enjoying the outdoors. Stopped and got me some lunch at a place I had, a little mom and pop shop. Just that straight line back and forth, back and forth. We're all becoming robots. Then we started doing this stuff at home. Then we started doing it with our spouses. Get out of that routine. So fellas, don't get back on that game tonight. And if she's not there now, and if she calls you and tells you, Rodney, I'm so tired. I'm gonna call home and soak my feet. I'm gonna take a long bath tonight. You already know her favorite bath oils. You should. She just told she'd be home in 5 minutes. 2 minutes left. You should be starting that bath water. You should be. Oh yeah, I've run bath water for a woman before. Not just one time. Oh yeah, I've done all that now. I've done that. They might even ask me to. I don't know. Never know. You do something like that so good, she might invite you to get in the water with her. You never thought about that? Nah, because you too big of a man. Man don't take baths. Okay, man. Nah, y'all can stop all that mess. That woman invite you to get in that tub. You better get your little rusty tail in there. Well, first of all, jump in the shower real quick and wash all that grease and stuff off you before you get in that lady's water. You don't need all that dirt in there getting on her. Quick little rinse off, jump in the tub. That's all you gotta do. You've been out there working all day. You've been changing out motors. You ain't finna get your greasy stuff in that lady water. The water that I hope you ran for her. Cause I know it's a lot of y'all out here ain't never ran a tub of water for your lady. Never. Or even patted her dry with a towel, because a lot of ladies, they'd rather be patted dry than to be wiped dry, because she know you heavy-handed. Pat her dry. Unless she like that heavy hand on her back wiping a towel on. Ask my, tell me that. No, pat me dry. Like what?
That's what they prefer. Offer your assistance. It don't make you less of a man because you want to cater to your woman, give her what she needs because she been at work all day. She probably a teacher. She been dealing with 900 damn kids that ain't hers. She might need that pampering. She might be a nurse. She might been taking care of the elderly all day. That's just like dealing with babies, I was told. I don't know. But nevertheless, whatever type of job she has, if she calls you and tell you it was a grueling day, she about to come home and get in a nice hot tub of water. Dude, get that bath water ready. Get that bathroom nice and steamy for her. Pull the door shut so that steam will just stay in there. Get ready. And she don't come home. And when she get out of there, unless she invite you in or she wants you to get in that tub with her, when she get out of there, she plop down that couch so tight and just rub her feet. You might not even want to hear what nappy head LaQuisha did at work today. Rub her feet. Make her feel comfortable because she been uncomfortable all day. Not only did she pack your lunch and you didn't say thank you this morning, she got them 3 kids ready and dropped them off at school. Then she went to her job and dealt with all these other knuckleheads. Now she finally home with you. It's time for you to give back. She did all that. All you did is grab the lunch pail and went to work. You should have energy. Enough energy to run that bath water. Y'all ladies know I'm right. Look over there at him. Your dude's sitting over there right now. On the phone. Or men, look at your lady. She's sitting over there, ain't paying you no attention. Why don't y'all sit over there and do nothing together? How about that? Make it work. That's all I'm saying. Make the best of it. You in this relationship. Y'all chose each other. All relationship ain't guaranteed to last, but hey, you in it right now, you might as well fight to make it the best relationship you possibly make. I'm not trying to scare y'all, say one of them y'all finna break up. I don't know what y'all finna do. But I'm saying, brother man, your wife finna come through that door in about 5 minutes. You need to get in there and get that bath water ready. That's what you need to be doing. You're sitting here looking at me talking about, man, he don't even know what he talking about. He don't know my woman. No, I don't know her. And that's what I'm talking about. You need to keep me from wanting to know her. And Jody. So get in there and run that bath water. Don't be getting jealous of me. Man, you probably 10,000 miles away from me. Why you getting jealous? Dude, you can't get jealous of the man on the television. You can't get jealous of the dude on her favorite TV show. Y'all got to stop this. Y'all got to stop it. Because when you start doing little stuff like that, she gonna shut down even more, or he gonna shut down even more, because you can't say nothing without them getting hot-headed about. And y'all know a lot of this stuff I'm saying is absolutely true. I'm coming to y'all straightforward. I'm stumbling over words. I had my little liquid refreshment. I'm feeling good. No, I'm not drunk. Don't have a lot of music blaring in the background. Just straightforward conversation. Because sometimes it's what we need. For something to listen to somebody else tell you things that's going on. Or to get some ideas. Just because I say run that bath water, that don't mean you got to literally run that bath water. You can think of a million other things you can do for that woman. She already know you're a good cook. She just don't like you mess up her kitchen. Go in and make her one of them killer sandwiches that she loves so much. Think of something. Ladies, you think of something. Y'all can do it. Make the best of it. But in the meantime, speaking of cleaning up, I got to clean my kitchen up and put my food away for tomorrow. And I hope you all enjoyed my live. Enjoyed me just running off at the mouth once again. And stick and stay. It's going to get better. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and especially send comments. If anything you want to know, want me to talk about, drop a comment, and I'm sure I can cover it. But it will not be religion, and it will not be politics. I don't discuss those. So anything else we can talk about. I know about as much about sports as I do about building a rocket to get to outer space. I don't watch it no more. I don't. Barely. So if you ask me who the best at so-and-so, who the best basketball player, I don't know who's playing these days. I guarantee y'all, and I'm not making this up, I can't name 5 active members on any particular sports team right now. It's just not my thing. I don't despise it. I don't hate it. I don't do it. I don't get into it. A lot of times I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I'm at home with nothing on. It's quiet. Or I might be on YouTube researching things. You know, I can't tell you how many videos I've watched about travel trailers because I know I'm going to get me one. So I'm on that right now. People ask me what you going to do with it. Well, it's called a travel trailer. I'm going to leave you with that and let you figure that out. Well, somebody asked you to do oh my God, why would somebody ask a dumb question like that? That's like you calling me and I said, I'm on the way to the shoe store. I need some new shoes. What you gonna do with them? Yeah, I got those kind of friends. They don't know that they don't know. That's all I can say about them. But in the meantime, everybody, you have a great afternoon or morning, whenever you get to see this video. And I hope you all have enjoyed it. Once again, it's Warren, and I'll be talking to you guys really, really soon. Take care. Bye.